All right, everybody, welcome to In the Woods with James. I'm out here on the back side of the property at the Rock Ranch, self-quarantining, and my favorite place to be out in the woods. I'm gonna walk over to my map. I'm gonna show you where we are on the farm, and then we'll go exploring for a second. All right, so there's the main part of the farm where you enter. I hopped into place and I drove all the way down. I'm following this green line coming across the property. I'm just running through the back of the woods. I'm way over here in this corner. So as the crow flies, only about a mile, but then all the paths I had to take adds up to about 3 miles of trail to get back to here. So that's where we're at. We're kind of in the middle of the property. We're gonna go explore. We're in my favorite place. It's got this cool little natural kind of rock waterfall. We're gonna walk down there to it, and I'll show it to you. We'll walk back up here and we'll talk about some wildlife stuff. But let's go walk down this path and we'll check out the natural kind of rock waterfall. Pretty cool, huh? So that's pretty cool, right? That's not a lot of people have that where they work or in their backyard, and it's a cool little place that I like to come to get away from everything that's going on at the farm or going on in the world. Come back here, enjoy a little peace and quiet. It's got the wonderful fresh air back here. I can smell all these cool little wildflowers that are growing. The smell of fresh earth. This is cool. Kind of right behind the camera is kind of this old kind of grist mill. I think we'll come back here later and we'll show that to you. It's kind of got the ruins of it. You can't really tell what it was, but you can see all the stacked stones. So we'll come explore that at a later date and we'll check it out. All right, so let's talk about some animals that live on the farm. We have so many different kinds that live out here. I'm just going to touch on a few of them, show you kind of their pelts, the skins of them. You can kind of see what they look like, and we'll just kind of go from there. So the first one, we have a lot of lakes on the property, a lot of lakes and ponds, kind of some swampy areas, and occasionally we get some beavers that pass through. So this is kind of a beaver pelt. So back in the day, 1800s, 1700s, it was really popular to trap these guys for their furs, and people would make felt hats out of them, beaver hats. Really kind of waterproof, water resistant kind of fur, just really cool. Next we have coyotes on the property. So we have, this is a coyote pelt. You can kind of see his face, kind of right in there is what a kind of coyote face would look like. They all come different kind of colors, whether it's dark black, white, this kind of grayish color, all different kind of colors. The other day I was out turkey hunting and I had a black one walk out in front of me, and it was really cool to see a black coyote. So coyote is a predator. They like to eat meat, and so one of the things that a coyote might eat would be a turkey. And so here's a fan of a turkey fan of a gobbler. Missing some feathers. This guy's old here, but this is going to be what the turkey would you would see walking through the woods with his fan out. So a gobbler kind of sounds like this. Another thing that a coyote would eat would be a rabbit. So here's kind of a gray kind of rabbit skin fur. Rabbits all over the place. They love these kind of forests, the pine trees, the oaks, all kind of good stuff that they're gonna get out there and live in. Here's a cool a fox. Look at that pretty red fox, that pretty red color. all these colors kind of blend in. All these animals, they have camouflage, and so that's what makes them disappear. You're walking through the woods, you might not see a lot of them because they see you first and they're going to either hunker down or they're getting out of there. So this is a pretty red fox. I've only seen a couple of these in my whole life. So you might not see this one a lot, but you might smell them on the road. Here's a skunk. See that nice white stripe? This is a skunk. We have several of these on the property. I haven't seen one in a while or smelled one, luckily for us. But these guys, a horrible smell. They're kind of a defense mechanism. If something attacks them or gets in their area, they're gonna spray. And they're not really, I don't care who or what it is, boom, they're gonna spray and you're gonna be stinking pretty bad. As you're walking through the woods, you might see a snake. This is a snake's skin, a very long, probably just a rat snake. This goes from my boots all the way up to the top of my head. So that's almost 5'7" foot snake. You might see all kind of snakes in the woods, poisonous, non-poisonous, non-venomous, I should say. I'm gonna tell you about snakes. Just stay away from them. Don't mess with them. Deer. We have lots of deer. This is an antler of a buck that I just picked up only about last week. I found this one laying in the woods about 300 yards from here, way back. Deer shed their antlers typically around February, March, April. They're gonna start losing them, and folks get out there and they like to find antlers. This is a pretty big little buck. Couldn't find this other side. Kind of disappointed about that, but I'm still looking for it. A deer skin. This is off of a deer right here, a white-tailed deer. This was the very first deer that I ever shot when I was a little kid. We had his hide tanned, and you can see his tail right here. A lot of people, they might not see a deer all the time when they're out in the woods, but they might spook them up, and all they're gonna see of that is that white tail just kind of bouncing through the woods. So deer, all these animals have cool camouflage colors to them. Another really cool animal you might not see a lot of would be a bobcat. So here's the bobcat tail. Kind of see that? Very short, stubby tails. Bobcats. I've only seen 2 or 3 of these guys running around, but they're really cool. They're kind of predators as well. And I think that's all I've got for animal wise. This is pretty cool property back here that we just love taking people back to. Not a lot of people get to see this area. I'm working on fixing that and making some trails. Hopefully we can get a lot of more people walking through here and experience what all the farm has to offer. But I'm going to leave you with some shots of all the different stuff growing around, and maybe some more shots of the waterfall down there. But we'll see you later, guys. All right, so that wraps up today. I hope that inspires your adventurous spirits, and that once all this crazy stuff passes over, you can get outside and you go explore, and you can learn a little bit more about nature. We'll guys catch you on the next video. No clue what I'm gonna do, but we'll see you then, and I hope to see you at the Rock Ranch whenever we can. We'll see you guys.